Hello everybody, today we're going to build a transistor tester. Let's do it. Okay, so this kit can test resistors, capacitors, inductors, diodes, transistors and SRCs. With capacitors you can measure the capacity and the ESR. It also contains a square wave generator, a PWM pole signal generator, a frequency meter function, and it's all built around the ATmega 328, which is most commonly used in most Arduino devices. If you'd like to purchase this, please use the links below and I would appreciate that. Okay, so here's what you would need for your kit. Some soldering wire, your tester, helping hands would be a helpful, and a soldering iron. So let's have a look at the kit. Here's the main board, the screen, a clamp, the ATmega, the crystal oscillator, a push button rotary encoder, a whole stack of resistors, a header for the LCD, the cable for the 9-volt battery, some electrolytic capacitors, the mountings for the LCD screen, the capacitor used for calibration, a LED, some transistors, and some ceramic capacitors. And now for the testing phase. On the Play Store you can find a program called Electrodroid. It's got a resistor calculator on it, so you can check up the resistor values on it and then match them up. Be sure to write down the resistors values on the brown piece of tape. This will help you when you're assembling the kit. Now I can test the resistors, make sure that they're within the tolerance. Unfortunately I cannot test the capacitors at this moment. It's sort of like a catch-22, but I believe these capacitors should work. So we place a capacitor into area. It is demarcated on a board, and we bend the pins. The ceramic capacitors do not have a polarity on them. And now we start to solder those pins together. Now we snip off the access wire. Be sure to try to snip as close to the board as possible. Now we add in the electrolytic capacitors. Note the positive and negative on it. The negative has the white strip on the capacitor itself. Now we add in the chip's header. Once you've inserted it, just bend over the 4 pins on the corners to secure it in place. And note where the notch is, so that the notch corresponds to the printing on the board. And now we add in the LED. The long pin on the LED is positive, the short is negative. You can add in the rotary encoder, but I would recommend you do this one last, as when I've finished adding this part in, it gave me a little bit of issues when trying to install the rest of the components because of its height. Now I can insert the ATmega. You might want to bend the pins on a flat surface to straighten them to make them fit properly. Now we can start adding in the transistors. Just note the half moon shape that's on the board and make it match up. Also make sure that the numbers that's on the transistor correspond to the numbers that's on the board itself, and try to push it in as deep as possible because the LCD still has to come over all of this. You may need a magnifying glass to see the numbers that's on the transistors. Now we can add in the LCD header. You can use your helping hands to clamp the header in place while you solder it. Now we're going to add in all of the resistors. Just make sure that the number that's on the board corresponds to the value of the resistor. There is no polarity for resistors. Now we add in the square 1NF capacitor. and the crystal oscillator. If you did not purchase the case, you can now insert the clamp, but if you did purchase the case, do not insert the clamp as it will be in the way of the case itself. With the help of the helping hands, we can solder the other side of the header onto the LCD. Please note where the header is located. Now we put some insulation tape on the back of the LCD to insulate it. Now we add the LCD brackets and attach the screen. Okay, let's do a quick test to see if it comes on. We attach the battery and press the button on a rotary encoder. It should boot up. If you only purchase this part of the kit, this is where it ends for you. If you bought the case, you can click on the link on screen now. That will take you through to a video explaining in detail how to assemble the case. Otherwise, if you would like to know how to use this device, please click on this other link now. That video will also explain to you how to do the calibration tests. Please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.